Hey everybody, this is Yo Pal. This is Ron from Extreme Sequences. I am here at the Kentucky Christmas Expo with the legend David Pitts, and he has got some really cool stuff to show us with the brand new V5 line from Falcon. David, please share this with everybody.
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, we're here at the Expo. We're showing off the new version 5, F16 version 5, and the new Smart Receivers version 5. The focus on this product was to enable the user to control the power going to the pixels, giving the pixels the power when they need them and not when they don't need them. So when the controller boots up or when it's running, it'll detect that there's E131 or DDP data coming in on the input. And when there's not, it'll go ahead and turn off the power. And what we're going to see here is just a demonstration how it does that.
Why are you screaming at my machine?
So all the power gets turned off when it detects that there's no data, and we see that all the fuse indicator lights are now red, indicating that the fuses are off and the power is not going out to the pixels. That signal is then sent down the line to the receivers also, and all the receivers' fuses get turned off. And the receivers as well as the controllers have this new control line that could go out to the new distribution boards that also have E-fuses, and that line will control and turn off the E-fuses on the distribution board. So the whole system can be shut down as a whole. But then when data comes back on, the controller will turn on all the power. And then the system will start to work, the pixels will have power, and all the power will be there. And what we did with the receivers now is we created a bi-directional channel, so now the receivers can have data that goes up and down the chain. So whenever a fuse is blown, like you see here on this receiver, we have the port 2 of this receiver, 17, 18, 19, 20B is blown. You'll see it on the user interface. You'll have an indication that the fuses are blown. The little red mark denotes that it's blown, and the blue means that it's good. And it'll also show you indication of receivers that have not been found or configured, showing that they're black and not available for their information to come back. But the two-way communication allows us to detect several different faults. For instance, on this screen of the port page, whenever we disconnect the power, or not the power, but the data cable going to this receiver 17 to 20C, you see that in the user interface, the lines go through it, the red lines go through it. They indicate that, hey, it's not online, and could prompt the user that there's an issue. Once the receiver gets plugged back into the chain, the user interface then updates, and you can see that the blue, that those are now available because they don't have the red line through it. So a little bit of real-time application there. So if the user wants to see the current, go to a particular port. For instance, we're going to here the 20A, which shows you the current coming in that's being pulled by these 100 nodes. And the moment that we unplug the string from the receiver, the data basically shows that there's no current. So we have some real-time monitoring of current and other different parameters, including voltage and temperature of the receivers themselves. The ability to update the firmware, this from the settings page, is another feature that we've incorporated into the new receivers and the controller. So if you go to the settings page and pick the firmware down there, we will supply the firmware and also prompt you on the top of the controller that there is new firmware. You would select the file and then select which one of the 4 ports you want to send the firmware down. The 4 ports are located on the controller, so whatever receivers are connected to the ports that you select will automatically be updated with the firmware within 30 seconds of you pressing the button. And that's kind of where we've gone with the version 5 and the version 5 receivers, and they'll be out in October. And we hope that you come look us up, check us out on our webpage, pixelcontroller.com.
That is fantastic. David, thank you so much for showing me that again. Folks, I hope you are paying attention to this new technology. I think this is a unique innovation, quite remarkable, and I see a lot of safety enhancements, a lot of thought put through this, and more and more information is going to be out. I know that there's a new sheet that's going to be out that talks a lot about the receivers and how they react together, and more information on the V5 line. So get to the website and get ready to learn about some new things that are going to make your shows, I'm going to say it, I think safer, and with more feature rich information that we all need and should be looking at. That's it. I'm out of here. You guys take care. Thanks, David.